Hey folks, it's me, Christiana Gaudette. I am here on New Year's Eve, December 30th, 2019. And this is the 12 days of Christmas. We are on day 6, exactly halfway through. And what we're doing, of course, is pulling one card every day for Tarot Epiphanies. Mary Ann, I think you've made it to all 6 days, I think. It is great to see you here today. Glad to see people coming into the room. We're going to do something just slightly different. A lot of you know what we've been up to as far as our 12 days of Christmas, each day pulling a card to find an epiphany, something we haven't seen before in the card or in life or about ourselves. And we'll be doing this every day up to and including January 6th, which is, of course, the day of Epiphany. So I'm trying to use a different deck each time. Today it is Stephen Bright's Spirit Within Tarot. Hey, Dee, nice to see you. Glad you're here. So what we're going to do this time, instead of just looking for a Tarot Epiphany in general, because it is New Year's Eve, let's do an epiphany about 2019. Something we learned, something we need to let go of, something we haven't thought about or haven't seen about the year we're saying goodbye to. Does that sound good? Let's do that. And those of you who have your cards with you, go ahead and get shuffled. I will ask you to pull a card and say the card you got, what your thoughts are in terms of what it means. I'll share my thoughts as well. And I see Dee is here. I'm happy to see you. I will absolutely do a card for you. And let's see what we got going on here. So, our New Year's Eve Tarot Epiphany the 7 of Wands reversed. So for me, when I think about this in the context of what is an epiphany for me about 2019, what I see is one thing I learned this year is I don't have to be so damn defensive all the time. I can relax. I can count on other people. I can delegate responsibilities. I can work with community. And yes, I've been working on those things for a long time, but that really has been a big lesson for me this year. I have often been sort of the, well, if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself kind of person, which I see a lot of in the 7 of Wands. This year, I've worked very effectively with many great partners with many great results. So that's my lesson. And again, we're doing our Tarot Epiphanies, but we're doing it because it's New Year's Eve. We're looking for an epiphany for the year we're closing out, for 2019, something you learned, something you did, something you're saying goodbye to, something you're letting go of for 2019. So I don't have a lot of time today, but I will do cards for those of you who don't have your cards with you or want me to do a card for you. I absolutely will. And let's start with Dee. Okay, Dee. An epiphany for 2019. You got the star reversed. And that could mean a lot of different things. But what's coming to me as an epiphany for 2019 for you is learning how to find happiness and peace in what is. You know, the star can so much be about healing. And I think it's interesting because you yourself are an astrologer. And so the star, of course, you know, would be a significant card in that regard as well. But when we look at it reversed, I think very often, you know, there are some things that we're not finding satisfying, some things that we're not finding as enjoyable as we would like. But I think you've learned how to find peace with what is and find happiness in what is in 2019. Okay, Marianne. And Marianne has been with me for each of the 6 of these. We'll see if you make the next 6. We are halfway through the 12 days of Christmas today, and it's New Year's Eve. So for you, Marianne, an epiphany for the past year, the 10 of Wands. So what this says, I think this year you learned about your own strength. I think maybe you had to accomplish some things or get through some things or deal with some things that really proved to you that you are strong and capable. And knowing that, you can take that strength into the new year. And again, thank you so much for being here with me every day as I do this. And I hope to see you for the next 6 days as well. Okay, Linda, my friend Linda, you've been here for a lot of these here too. Have you made all 6? I think maybe. Okay, so here we go. For you, Linda, for 2019. Well, here we have death. Now, I know we say in tarot that death doesn't mean death, but I do know that you have confronted your share of actual death in your life and even in this past year. However, death is also about making changes and recognizing that you have the ability to roll with the changes that life deals you, and also the ability to be an agent of change. And Linda says, yes, she's been here all 6 as well. Thank you so much. You know, I have found it a little challenging. Good, I'm enjoying it, but I found it a little challenging to get here every day to do all 6. And the fact that so many of you are doing it with me, Linda, I appreciate it so much. And yeah, good Lord, it's a hell of an energy. But recognizing that you are an agent of change, that you are a maker of change in other people's lives, that you this year have dealt with a lot of changes in your own life, Linda, but you have helped many other people make positive change in theirs. Okay. Very good. And Dee says, yes, I've had some health issues plus stressful circumstances that have exacerbated by temporarily difficult astrological aspects. Got it. Cindy, nice to see you here. Trisha, I pulled from Greenwich, got the battle wagon. It speaks to my determination and reminds me to be more confident in myself and to get my side business rolling. Darn straight. You have been here, a lot of you guys have been here with me, I think, each and every time. Have you made all 6, Linda? I think maybe you have. Suzanne Averman, good to see you. One last card for the year. Heck, we sure will. I will get there. I think Lee is next in line. I'm going to do Lee, then I'll do you, Suzanne. Lee, nice to see you. Happy New Year. And I want to thank you, Lee. I've got 2 of my astrologer friends here, both Dee and Lee. Your names rhyme, and your astrologers. Lee was here doing astrology during our holiday open house, and I thank you so much for your service. Glad to see you here. Let's see, here is an epiphany for 2019. As we say goodbye to 2019, the 6 of Wands. Lee, you are victorious. It has been a very hard year for you. Perhaps one of the hardest of your life. And yet, you emerge victorious. You are strong, you are capable, you are good. In all of the difficulties that you've had to deal with, Lee, you come out of it a winner. Well done. Okay, Leisha, nice to see you. Okay, Suzanne. Okay, one last card for the year. Hey, Julia, nice to see you. Okay, let's see. Here is your epiphany for 2019. The 3 of Wands. Now, I see this as the card of first success. And I feel like your epiphany, Suzanne, is that you have been successful, maybe successful at a particular thing, maybe successful in general, but maybe you do not always recognize the ways in which you are successful. So the epiphany here is to recognize that you did a good job in 2019. Okay, let's see. Linda says, thank you, but I'm so friggin' tired. Yeah, understandably, it's heavy. You've been through a heavy year. You will be okay. Okay, let's see. Dawn, you've been here a lot too. Thank you guys so much for really sticking with me through these 12 days of Christmas. I'll look forward to seeing you over the next 6 days as well. Okay, Dawn, here we go. Happy New Year. A final card for 2019. What is an epiphany for Dawn for 2019 as we close out the year? The Five of Pentacles. You know, Dawn, there may have been some difficulties this year. There may be some things left undone. There may be some things that did not go the way you had hoped or the way you had wanted. Don't worry about it. We are putting the year to bed. See you freaking later, 2019. 2020 will be better. Take the lessons you've learned. Take the things that are good. And you know, one of my key words for this card is opportunities. And very often it feels like opportunities denied, but sometimes it is opportunities not seen. So as you go into 2020, Dawn, go in with the idea that you are going to seize your opportunities and move forward with them. Okay, very good. Uma Elizabeth, my psychic daughter. Did you guys know we are tarot reader, mother and daughter? She's not really my daughter. But once in a while we get to do gigs together. And we like to see ourselves that way. So, here we go. For Uma Elizabeth, an epiphany for 2019, the Page of Pentacles. You are really learning how to be a good go-getter and how to make business happen for yourself. You did well in 2019. You'll do even better in 2020. Rogerio, nice to see you. Hey, Wendy, you pulled the Page of Cups from your new tarot deck. I'm so excited that you have a new tarot deck. I've known Wendy for a really long time. Okay, so for me, the Page of Cups is about learning to speak with love, learning to keep love in your heart, learning about love, welcoming love. It is all about love, my friend. That's what I see. And the question is, in 2019, how did you do that? How effectively did you learn how to work with love in your life? And I think at least on a very spiritual level and in dealing with your daughter and in dealing with certain family members, you really have done that, Wendy. Okay, Cindy, of course I have a card for you. It's been nice to see you at these, Cindy. I'm happy to see you. So, as we close out 2019, what is an epiphany for Cindy? Ooh, 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 ooh. You got the Ace of Cups. And I have to tell you, we're doing one card, but I accidentally pulled two cards for you. And they are so powerful together that I can't not tell you what just happened here, Cindy. The Ace of Cups and the Empress. Now, this is about love. It's about nurturance. It makes me wonder if you have children, it might be about nurturing your children. It might be someone this year has had a baby around you. It might be about your mother. If you have a matriarch, a mother, a grandmother who is no longer living, it is a message of love from them in spirit. This is very, very powerful for you, Cindy. The epiphany, at the very least, is about what you have learned this year about nurturing others and nurturing yourself with love in your heart. And it is a big, big, powerful message for you. Okay, very good. Let's keep going. I have a few more minutes. Hey, TK, nice to see you. 9 of Wands. Are you back in the Florida area, or are you still in Texas? It's good to see you. Does that mean I have to be frugal today? So remember the context here. The card is for a lesson that you've learned or something that you're saying goodbye to in 2019. And when we see the Nine of Wands, I call him the wounded warrior. 2019 was not the easiest year for you. I think what you have to do is say, you know what? I survived a hard year. I did a good job. And as I go into 2020, maybe I don't have to do it as much as a warrior. You know, maybe 2020 will be easier. Okay, Deirdre's at work, but sneaking in. Good to see you. So, Suzanne, the Three of Wands has come up for me several times lately in readings for myself. Now to reflect on what I might not have recognized as successes before. Heck yeah. Deirdre, let's sneak you in a card while you're there at work on New Year's Eve. Judgment reversed. Something this year, judgment is hard. It can be about closure. When we look at this as a lesson of 2019, when we look at it as a lesson of 2019 for you, Deirdre, it's about recognizing what you need to have in your life, what works in your life, and what doesn't work in your life. I think you've gotten better at drawing boundaries. You've gotten better at accepting what you need to accept and letting go of what doesn't serve you. That's what I think has happened for you in 2019. Michelle, nice to see you. Okay. And, well, you know what, Trisha? Chariot, as looking ahead to 2020, that's okay. Because the Chariot could have come to you in 2019 and is now here to give you a ride into 2020. Not a problem. Not a problem. And TK says, yes, I have decided to get rid of toxic relationships. Okay, so I'm going to do Michelle and Lori, and then I'm going to close it out and say goodbye. And guess what? I'll see you tomorrow. Next year. I'll see you guys next year. Okay, very good. So for Michelle, the Queen of Cups. This year, perhaps you have learned to nurture yourself better. Perhaps you have learned to heal your heart. Perhaps this has been a year of opening your heart to love in a certain way. It's a nice thing. And Lori, what is an epiphany for you as we say goodbye to 2019? For you, Lori, the Eight of Pentacles. Perhaps you have learned something in regard to your career. Perhaps you have worked to move yourself forward in career in 2019. It seems positive as far as education, learning, and career. And now you are moving forward. Very good. Let me just look at some final comments. TK, I'm still in Texas. I'll come back on Friday. Happy New Year, TK, and I hope to see you at our community night here Monday evening. And so, yeah, I love Chariot for 2019, 2020. The Chariot is never wrong, Trisha, I got to tell you. Deirdre says, thanks so much. It fits in with my situation right now. My good friend Julia, it feels so good to hold these cards rather than my phone. Thank you. Loads of love to you. Very good. Hey, you guys, Happy New Year. Be safe, whatever you choose to do. I will be back tomorrow with day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas. I think we'll do something special for 2020 tomorrow. And thank you guys so much for being here. If you're watching an archive, please do play along with us. I hope to see you soon.